aggressive. This team needs to be hungry and keep their foot on the gas pedal to play every point in this match.
Yeah, their gig'em is like Hawaii Shaka. And at the end of this match, one of these teams will be doing so in enthusiastic fashion, leaving Hawaii, if you're Texas A&M, at 2-1. And, well, Hawaii will be leaving as well at 2-1 for their next set of games. The Rainbow Wahine serving first here, the final night of the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Wahine Classic, and the first put down is credited to London Austin Roark, 6'4" senior from Weatherford, Texas. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. A little tweak in the action for Hawaii rotationally as the freshman Mia Johnson, 5'11" outside hitter from League City, Texas, getting the start. Milana Bird, by the way, if you are wondering, the starter at the setter position. Outserve gives it right back to the Rainbow Wahine.
And Mia Johnson stepping in for Riley Wagner in that opposite position in the front court. We saw her last night inserted in that third set. Very explosive young player.
Martina Leoniak with the serve for Hawaii. Here's Lauren Davis. We'll be calling her name quite a bit this evening, I would imagine. She is the premier offensive weapon for Texas A&M, and the premier offensive weapon for Hawaii this weekend has undoubtedly been Brooke Van Sickle, the 5'9" super-duper senior from Battleground, Washington.
And she is the on-court captain for the team, and you can see her taking more control. It's not like her, you heard her earlier in the game on saying that she's not really a total vocal leader. She leads by example, but she's really taken that role.
Yeah, 60-year senior at a career-high 16 kills opening night against Fairfield, and for 14 kills in the sweep defeat against Marquette last night. And there is a glimpse of the size and athleticism that Texas A&M has up front. That is Lauren Davis, 6'4" junior from Orlando, Florida. She is averaging 14.5 kills per match here this weekend. Had 14 versus Fairfield last night, 15 in what was a 5-set thriller on night one against Marquette. Marquette winning that one in the fifth, 15-13. As Hawaii not able to execute the transition very well on that particular occasion. And it is the Aggies' Camille Connor, the veteran setter, with the serve. Southpaw sends it across. Outside set goes to Mia Johnson and tickles the block. Chance here for the Aggies in transition. Mallory Talbert couldn't put it down. Here's Leoniak. Easy dig there for Connor. High ball set goes to Davis over the block, and a good up there by the freshman Taylor Ikinaga to the net, and Milana Bird puts it down.
And Milana Bird doing a nice job seeing that ball a little too tight. She was going to try to set, but that's the opportunity she has in the front court right now. Being the setter, she can do the jump dump.
Well, Bird is the word. The head coach for Texas A&M, Laura Bird-Kuhn. She goes by Bird. That is not just because we had a Zoom meeting with her earlier this week. That is how she is referred to. A nickname that goes all the way back to when she was an infant, as Davis goes off the block and out. There is Bird in her fourth season atop the program, was the SEC Coach of the Year in 2019, led the Aggies to a 23-8 record, reached the NCAA Regional semifinal, took over the job for Lori Corbelli, who resigned after 25 years at the helm. But why do they call her Bird? Well, she was born slightly premature, but she had really long legs, and so her dad gave her the nickname as a kid, and it just kind of stuck throughout her childhood and adulthood.
Some people don't even know her real name. It's Laura, by the way.
Well, that one got a piece of the Hawaii defense, much to the chagrin of Amber Igidi, but give Morgan Christian the kill there. So a 5-3 advantage here for Texas A&M in this opening frame. Oh, an overpass by Ikinaga. Good effort on the joust by Bird. Now Christian off of 1 foot, blocked back by Igidi. They go back out to Christian through the block. And now Hawaii with a chance in transition. From the back row, it's Johnson. Put a little sauce on it, and good effort by the Aggies to attempt to keep it alive. But part of the reason why Mia Johnson getting the nod in the starting rotation this evening. So.
Exactly, and Mia Johnson hitting out of the backcourt. She hits high off of the hands, very aggressive to the ball. She's got some serious power behind her.
Made her debut last night in the loss to Marquette. Had 3 kills on 5 attempts, no errors. And also recorded a block. Here's Janelle Gong, the serving specialist. Sky Williams looming large at the net as Texas A&M a little bit out of sort. They had to go with the one-hand set to the middle, and Williams had it smothered. Sky Williams, who had 4 kills on 10 swings, 3 blocks, night 1 against Fairfield. 3 kills on 15 attempts. And also had 3 errors against Marquette last night. Robin Amo says one of the points of emphasis, get the middles more involved and get them involved early. As the string is pulled that time by Treyana Rush, 6'1" junior from Texarkana, Texas.
What you're going to notice, it seems that the opponents for the UH Wahine seem to continue to tip over the middle blocker, and it seems to be very common. That's where a lot of points were earned last night late in the match.
Yeah, that's the scouting report right now against this Hawaii team. Bird goes high ball to Van Sickle. She smashes another. So smooth and seems to be just so fresh here to start this season. I mean, we knew her athleticism was above par, but I mean, she is extra springy right now.
She really is, and again, seeing a lot more vocalness out of her as well.
High ball set. Here's Christian through the double block. Good dig there by Ikenaga. Quick middle, mistimed to Williams, and we saw instances like that, miscues of that nature at very inopportune times last night for Hawaii against Marquette.
And you'll see Coach Robin Amo going up to Bird and actually telling her, you know, what she wants from her. She's trying to make sure that she understands where she wants the ball.
I mean, Hawaii got swept against Marquette. The first 2 sets, though, went to extra points. Hawaii was serving for each set at one point. And so, despite some of those miscues, it very conceivably could have been up 2-0 going into the third last night. It would have been a completely different match.
They were right there, that's for sure.
Christian by the block and down. Morgan Christian, 6'1" junior from McKinney, Texas. Spent 2019 at Kansas, started 13 matches. So it went from the Big 12 to the SEC. Not a bad transition there.
And another one that was at Kansas was Bird Kuhn. She coached assistant coach there and actually was ABC assistant coach of the year in her time, her stint there, helped her team go to the Final Four.
A little bit of the Jayhawk connection, probably helping the cause a little bit in that particular transfer, I would imagine.
Definitely.
Here's Van Sickle to serve. 7 serving 8 here in set 1. They go slide, and that is Austin Rourke.
There's
Tips it over the block. That's the theme.
That's the tip again, and they're approaching hard to the ball, and then all of a sudden they're just tipping over. One of the biggest concerns is the middle blockers reaching back, and here you see Sky Williams try to reach back to get it. It creates confusion because there in the replay, you see that Taylor was right there, ready to grab that ball.
What's the adjustment then that Hawaii can make?
Well, you got to be real disciplined. You're not supposed to reach back and grab for that ball.
Johnson down the line. That was heavy-handed. Mia Johnson looking very comfortable as a true fraud.
Mia Johnson out of Texas, giving some of her hometown across the net. You got to assume that she knows some of these players along the line. Although Texas is a huge state.
Yeah, it's tough to stand out in that state, especially when you're a 5'11" outside hitter, but she was a prep All-American honorable mention at Clear Falls High School in the Lone Star State. Davis, again, the tip shot. Bird sniffs it out. Bump set straight up in the air to Van Sickle against 3 blockers, and it doesn't matter. Brooke is on some kind of run right now.
I think Brooke is on some kind of mission. You know, after last night, when she left the court last night, she had played her heart out, really. And she's right back there where she ended last night. Very hungry.
We heard her in the pregame. She's aware of the fact that she's a different player here in Manoa, and certainly this year as a 6th-year senior than she was when she started her collegiate career at Oregon.
Yes, definitely. I remember watching her at Oregon, and she was primarily a backcourt player when she was there. Then she, you know, transferred over here primarily for beach volleyball, believe it or not, and then got convinced to come on and play on the indoor team.
Becoming much more vocal here in this particular campaign as Amber Igidi, Brooke Van Sickle's beach partner. They became the top pairing for Hawaii in Amber Igidi's first year playing beach volleyball. Not too shabby, she gets the kill. And certainly Amber Igidi who hails from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Her thoughts are with her loved ones as Hurricane Ida is wreaking havoc in that portion of the country. And so we certainly send our best wishes, aloha, and prayers to all of those who are dealing with that at the moment, as Mia Johnson gets another one down.
And that set for Mia Johnson was perfect from Bird, just giving her enough room again to see the block hit high off of the hand. She's not trying to go through them. She's really doing a smart job. It's a big, formidable block, but she's using it, hitting high off of the hands.
First lead here in set one for Hawaii. Pulling that one from under her sleeve, Camille Connor catching Hawaii napping. 6'1" graduate student, a 5-year starter for Texas A&M, and being a lefty, that is one of the things that she can definitely do with regularity.
It's huge. She's an All-American. She shows a ton of leadership. She's been the most productive player in the history of their program.
Ajiti over the block. When she goes off of 1 foot, that point of contact is way up in the stratosphere.
Her connection with Bird seems to really be smooth. They seem to really connect. Now, what we're waiting to see a little bit more of is the connection with Sky Williams and Milana Bird.
Under Ajiti now with 2 kills. See what she did last night against Marquette. She had 8 kills each of the first night. High ball bump set to Brooke Van Sickle. And it is getting pretty repetitive. I mean, it is virtually automatic right now.
Well, what's nice about Brooke being so productive on the outside is it's really opening up other opportunities for more players. I mean, she's just holding her own big time out there. 4th kill in 5 attempts, hitting at 600 right now.
Look at those numbers in this tournament. And Mia Johnson forces the overpass. Advantage Hawaii. Van Sickle, that set a little low. And it goes off of the top of the tape and out. She was trying to tool the block, and that was an awkward carom off of the twine. And one of those hard luck bounces.
Exactly, and Brooke's like, I think she touched it, coach. You know, Kaleo Baxter got up and was like, I think there was a touch there.
Robin Amo's going to challenge. She can challenge one of 2 things, either the touch on the block or where that ball hit. And from that vantage point on the replay, I'm not sure if it was touched by the blocker.
Yeah, that's a tough call, but again, they go with what the players on the court say, and that's kind of a nice thing. Brooke actually turned around and communicated with the coaching staff and said, I think that she did touch it.
That angle, a little bit harder to judge by.
You definitely see it hit the top of the tape, or as you would call it, Kanoa, the twine.
See, I'm not sure if it made contact there with Treyana Rush.
And that's a tough call. I mean, it's a tough set, number one. She's just trying to better the ball. Definitely a trap set. And again, there's the actresses going on with the no touch call.
See the officiating crew here. Wayne Lee is the R1. Let's a look at Ernie Ho. He has the headset on. He's reviewing this. Dean Tamura and Mark Nakashima are the line judges.
It actually looks like it may have caught the right elbow almost.
See if this angle tells more of the story. Now the call on the floor was an out ball, that there was no touch. And that call will be upheld.
So it was out and there was no touch.
So Robin Amo listening to her veteran player, Brooke Van Sickle, she said, no, it was touch, coach. And worth the challenge, I would imagine.
Yep.
In that situation. It's still up 1. Bird, here's the slide to Ajiti. Took something off that time. Good layout save by Macy Carabine. And then the dink works again. Left-handed style, mind you.
Exactly.
By Morgan Christian.
Christian doing a nice job. Again, bettering the ball. It went past her hitting shoulder, and she tips it over, just barely over. Got some great defense laying it out in the back court by Macy Carabine, who transferred from Denver and is the #3 dig leader at Denver, excuse me.
Triana Rush over there on that opposite pin, at least from where we're set up here. Able to once again prove how formidable Texas A&M can be at the net. Although, strangely enough, they've been outblocked each of the first 2 nights of this tournament, even in a sweep win over Fairfield last night.
Yeah, they want to power through, that's for sure. And they're a very big physical team. What I will say is the first night they didn't seem very in sync. The next night they seemed very cohesive and very together. And they went 5 with Marquette that first night.
Janelle Gong into the net. And it is Texas A&M reaching 15 first. So just like last night. Well, not bad. Mia Johnson, 3 kills on 5 swings in her debut last night. Entered late in the match. Gets the start tonight against Texas A&M. 3 kills on 4 swings.
Yeah, Mia Johnson doing a fabulous job, not only from the front court, but she's holding her own in the back court right now. She's playing all 6 rotations. What surprised me was her backcourt jump serve. She's really putting pressure on the Aggies from the service line as well.
And just look at the demeanor. This does not seem in any way overwhelming for her or testing the nerves very much.
Very calm, very steady.
Carabine with the serve, testing Mia Johnson. She's able to at least keep it alive. But easy one there for London Austin O'Rourke off of the overpass.
One of the returning starters on the team has become, according to her coach, a lot more offensive this year.
16 serving 14. Really trying to get out of this sticky rotation here. High and away it goes to Van Sickle. Roll shot. And the diving effort by Christian Fornat. Hawaii gets the point. I mean, everything Brooke Van Sickle is doing right now. I mean, even she with the sly smile exhibiting the fact that it's just working.
She's such a competitor. I think she's doing that because they've been doing that to them. So she's like, okay, we can tip too.
2 can play the tip game.
Yeah.
How about the ace game? Mylana Bird.
And Mylana Bird doing a great job serving between the seams, creating confusion on the opponent's side of the court.
So we're knotted at 16. Good serve again. And the lefty swing of Triana Rush goes off the block and out. Triana Rush, one of those players who, when you watch her in hitting lines and when you see her approach, it is eye-popping.
Yeah, and she's getting her opportunity to get in and play. She did come in and play a little bit last season. Played in 14 matches, started in 9, but she's getting a nice jump start this evening.
Well, that pass tight to the net, the one-hand set by Bird. And they're going to say that Sky Williams hit it into the net. And so off the hitting error, Texas A&M back up 2.
And again, starting with that first contact, you're going to see the Aggies are going after Mia Johnson. They're going to try to test the freshman.
And that one goes long off the palm of Cameron Ennis. Another one of those Kansas transfers. Spent 2 seasons there before heading over to College Station. He was teammates with Morgan Christian while with the Jayhawks. 17 serving 18. Here's Van Sickle into the net. So a couple of ill-timed service errors for Hawaii. They have 2 of those. Texas A&M with 4 service errors to this point.
You can see that teams they're going for it a little bit more from the service line. As the season progresses, we're a whole 3 matches in, almost. So these teams are getting a little bit more cohesive and comfortable in the Simplify Arena here at the Stan Sheriff.
Ikenaga taking on that first contact, and then the back row set to Van Sickle, who touches it over the net. Why not?
Hey, you know, I'm telling you, you cannot teach that. You cannot teach that type of competitiveness.
You should have seen the reaction of Robin Amo. I think she wanted the set to go elsewhere, and when it went to the back row, and then when she saw Van Sickle tip the shot, she was doing one of those, no, 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 and then it went down. She was like, all right, great.
Yeah, if it works, then it's great. If it doesn't, you're going to get the no, no, no.
100% as Mia Johnson comes through again. 4 kills on 5 swings, no errors.
750. Just a little high percentage going on here. Oh, excuse me, the number's just updated. 800.
Right. You were selling her short there. Naga, what a debut for her against Fairfield. 12 digs. Good job by Hawaii keeping that alive. Leoniak down the line. Great effort by Christian, but Texas A&M could not forge a return, and just like that, Hawaii surges in front here in their first to 20, and that prompts an Aggies timeout. So we'll take a break as well. Martina Leoniak among the freshmen making an impact.
That much, but not a lot of blocking going on. There has been a ton of tipping going on.
Davis not tipping that one. Was able to smack that one to the Terraflex.
For her 3rd kill. Nickname Low.
Sister Morgan played 4 years here at Texas A&M. The serve goes long. That is service error number 5 for A&M.
And one of the things that coaches always tell you about service errors is they want you to miss long, not in the bottom of the net. And notice how these balls are floating up and staying in the air a little bit longer.
How about the freshmen on the floor right now for Hawaii, Lisa? You have Mia Johnson, you have Taylor Ikenaga, the libero. Behind the service line, about to send it across, is Martina Leoniak.
That's pretty sweet, and you've got a newcomer in Mylana Bird as well, with only 2 players returning to this squad from 2019.
As we head down the home stretch of set 1, and we're going to have a miss hit called against the Aggies, and that gives Hawaii the 2-point advantage.
And I think that's exactly what Robin Amo and staff are really wanting, is just try to figure out the chemistry. Who's going to work the best together? The word she uses is mesh.
It's now a 5-1 run here being enjoyed by the Rainbow Wahine. Line drive serve popped up by Carabine. Back row set, that's Christian. 2-hand save, Mylana Bird. So back bump set to Johnson. Dug up again by Carabine. Slide, and that's Talbert dug up. Leoniak sets up Johnson. And they're going to call a miss hit on the set by Leoniak.
That's an incredibly late whistle, if you will.
Robin Amo, Kaleo Baxter, Nick Costello in disagreement.
It's an unchallengeable call.
Correct.
But a very judgmental call.
Served by Connor. A big call at that at this juncture of the set. Here's Leoniak. That one blocked back. Good play by Igidi to keep it going. Johnson, the roll shot. Easy pickings there for Davis. Rush. Sends it long. Wanted a touch. No touch. The Texas A&M players want that call. They can challenge that if they'd like to. To this point, no challenge issued by Bird. Laura Bird-Kuhn played opposite at Georgia Tech from 2001 to 2004. And she lost to Hawaii 3-1 in the NCAA regional final that was held in Honolulu back in 2003. Service error from Mia Johnson. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point set 1.
And you can't fault that. She's going back there and going after it. Serving specialist coming on in.
And that's Sabrina Sestala. Bump set by Bird. The Van Sickle. Great dig there by Carabine. A little scrambling on the side of A&M. So a free chance here for Hawaii. Can they cash it in? Outside Van Sickle. It was too tight to the net. But it's popped up over the net, and Amber Igidi hammers it home.
And I think she liked that set. You know, you're not going to set me, then I'll take the overset, and I'll get my 4th kill. Really aggressive. She's done a lot of little things at the net while she was in this last period and really helped her team out.
Less than optimal execution on Hawaii's side led to less than optimal execution on A&M's side, resulted in the IGD point. It's aloha ball for Hawaii in set 1. Christian down the line. And that was some hard heat off the palm of Morgan Christian.
Christian doing a nice job, swinging high and hard. The transfer from Carolina.
And so here is Macy Carabine, transfer from Denver.
Her 5th year of playing collegiate volleyball.
And it goes just long. How about Leoniak pulling off the matrix move, getting out of the way, just in the nick of time. Point Hawaii, they take set number 1 into set number 2. Again, this weekend, because of the precautions and some of the protocols being applied here due to COVID-19, they are not swapping sides between sets as they would traditionally.
Yep, staying put. We've got Wahine right in front of us.
Also, all of the players and coaches, at least most of them along the bench and sideline areas, continuing to wear masks. Interestingly, when you go to a Hawaii practice, they'll wear masks. All the players will throughout the entire practice. And so they've gotten very used to having that mask applied. And so we've even seen on a number of occasions this weekend players checking into the match, and they still have the mask on, even though they're allowed to take it off on the playing surface.
It was like the boys' Little League. Hawaii parents all had masks on in the crowd, and the others did not.
Did you see that? Brooke Van Sickle, I mean, when you got it going, you got it going, and she just two-hands it over and gets the kill. Why not?
And it came out clean. She wasn't facing that direction, but that's the volleyball IQ coming out in you. She sees the court so well.
And Amber Igidi with the same reaction as she would have had if that one bounced up to the rafters off of the floor. Good up that time by Leoniak. Crosswork set Bird to Johnson. Right there is Carabine. With a joust at the net. How about the reaction by Leoniak to keep it alive? Johnson goes high hands and down. And Hawaii's got a little something going in the form of number 31.
I'll tell you what, not only 31, but Leoniak laying it out twice. Perfect ups, and Johnson really benefiting it. You know, she's got that yes nod going on. She shakes her head, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, the freshman factoring heavily on that last sequence. Bumset goes outside. Here's Davis. Blocked out a good chunk that time. So Bird has choices. Goes middle to Igidi. Blocked back. Little scramble here for Hawaii. Here's Johnson off the block and down. Mia Johnson grooving. She's got 6 kills on 10 swings. No errors.
I would have to say that's perfect right now. That play made possible by Amber Igidi, who actually got blocked and then popped the second ball back up. A great reaction from her.
3 serving 0. Good start here for the Wahine. Outside set, here's Davis. The tip shot. Pancake save Leoniak. She busted out the spatula. Step out. That goes to Austin Rohr and puts an end to the scoreless start for the Aggies.
And I'll tell you, great defensive effort here. Leoniak just sprawling it out. The pancake, she gets underneath it. And again, Taylor Ikanaga, excuse me, right where she belongs.
Bird has to chase that set down. Johnson gets that one dug straight up in the air by Austin Rohr. Bump set tight to the net. Bird couldn't quite put it down. So from the back row, it's spanked across. Saved by Van Sickle. Slide to Igidi. Through the block. Good dig that time by Ennis. And that middle set goes to Talbert. Finishes the deal. Bodies flying all over the floor on the Hawaii side of the net.
So one thing you'll see Texas A&M, the Aggies, they will run a quick tempo offense on transition balls.
How important is it to have a veteran setter, a capable veteran setter like they do in Connor, to be able to execute a fast tempo offense like that?
Well, it's huge. I mean, her set location is pretty phenomenal. It's also why she's an All-American. Plus the benefit of a left-handed setter. She's going to unload a few times tonight. She hasn't just yet, where she can turn and hit.
So 3-0 run to start for Hawaii, 3-0 run to respond for Texas A&M. Here's Johnson, blocked back. The cover by Igidi. Back to Johnson goes Bird off the block. They go ping pong above the net. And Leoniak lays out back over to keep the sequence alive. Here is Davis, dug up by Leoniak. Leoniak gets the set in the back row. But a good up there by Ennis. Ennis sends it over. Make that Hecht sends it over. And is able to go hard angle and finally finds it against Leoniak, who seemed to be picking up anything that was coming in her area.
Leoniak, just phenomenal defense. At 6'3", she gets to the floor pretty simple and easy.
So you see Hecht with the point there for Texas A&M. And Sickle couldn't get it down. Here's Davis again, down the line, dug up by Leoniak over the net. Are you kidding me? Davis again blocked back. Sent over by Austin Roark. Bird tried to take the swing on the first touch. And it ends up a Texas A&M point, courtesy Mallory Talbert. What do you think about the decision there by Milana Bird on that ball that was coming over the net?
Well, you know, she could have easily set it over onto. She didn't put enough heat on that ball, but I'll tell you what, watching Robin Amo here on the sideline, she's actually having fun. She could not believe the defense by Leoniak.
It has been pretty incredible. Van Sickle from well behind the line. Now the slide, it's Talbert. She tried to goal line and misses too far wide. So after 5 straight Texas A&M points, Hawaii finally ends the run.
What the fans at home watching can't feel is the energy has elevated in this arena. Both teams really fighting hard and breathing hard at this moment.
No fans allowed in Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center here this opening weekend. That will be the case also next week when the University of Hawaii football team takes the field in its home opener at the retrofitted Clarence T.C. Ching Athletic Complex Stadium. See Lauren Davis ripping into one again. She's got 5 kills and 17 swings. Still error-free, though. The percentages across the board pretty good on both sides of the net.
Yeah, Lauren Davis has led her team both nights so far in the tournament with kills. And that one, she hit it so high and hard it went off the forehead of Aidide.
How about that pinball action? Hawaii able to somehow send it back over. And then the dig by Ikenaga on the Treyana Rush swing. Johnson from the back row gets another kill.
You gotta love the hustle and the scramble on both sides right now. Lots of balls coming up.
That's now 10 kills on 20 attempts for Mia Johnson going back to last night in her very young Rainbow Wahine career.
Well, she's definitely becoming an impact player.
Oh, that was a smash by Talbert.
And you got to think that the Hawaii coaching staff is real happy with her as well, inserting her and seeing her immediately play as hard as she had. She's not a deer in the headlights. She just came in and just went after it from the get-go.
So 7 serving 5 here, the Aggies. Preseason picked 7th in the SEC. The SEC loaded. Of course, they produced the national champion in Kentucky this past spring.
This season, they have #1 Texas in there as well. They also have #6 Florida, so completely loaded conference.
Oh, and that one put down by Mallory Talbert.
And Talbot working real hard in the middle. They're running a quick offense again on the transition. The Aggies, when they dig it, they try to run their quick in the middle.
So 8 serving 5. Served by Sestala. Here's Van Sickle. That was heavy-handed, and it finally finds its way to the floor.
Van Sickle with her 8th kill. It's a nice dig over there by Sestala, but her team could just not rally around it.
6 serving 8. Here's Bird with the serve. Middle set, Talbert may have been an out ball. Bird tried to come up with the save. And so another point for the Aggies and a good run through that front row by Mallory Talbert.
Yeah, Talbot working hard. 6 kills. Out in front, leading her team right now.
Here's Carabine. First touch there by Van Sickle, and there is the connection to Sky Williams in the middle. Something that has been a little bit up and down here through this first weekend, but that time, that was a nectar on point.
Yep, that's her first kill on the evening, and it was a little bit further away from Mylana Bird. It's called a 3-set, and the connection was much better.
7 serving 9. A touch by Rush. Here's Johnson off the block and down.
There's the head shake. You see it?
The run continuing here.
Well, that's the one thing that you can really see with her. She sees the court so well. Hitting high off the hands again. She's not trying to power through it. She's playing a little bit more advanced, if you will, than most freshmen.
At some point we have to point this out, right? I mean, we mentioned now 11 kills on 22 swings, including last night's debut. She has yet to commit a hitting error.
Now's a good time to point it out.
We could have just ignored it, but at some point you gotta say something, right? Here's Rush off the block and down.
Rush powering it through the left-handed opposite. Another Texas player. Texas has 12 players from these Aggies, from Texas, on their squad. They know how to breed them and keep them like this.
That's right. Eyeball bump set. Here's Johnson. Over the double block, dug up by Carabine, over the net, played by Williams, decided not to take a lash at it. Van Sickle will from the back row, and it results in a Hawaii point.
And Sky Williams knows. She's like, yep, I should have swung at it. But Brooke's like, thank you, I will, I'll take care of it, no problem.
Hawaii hitting 333 here in this second frame compared to 409 for Texas A&M. Some gaudy hitting percentages so far. Christian over the double block. That was a high point of contact against a very formidable proposed block on the Hawaii side.
Yeah, she did. She went up and over the block. You know, she started on the left and they moved her to the right side to play, and then they decided, you know what, we really like her on the left. Let's put you back on the left side. Third in hitting percentage last year on her team.
Sierra C.C. Heck with the serve, and she gets Hawaii out of system. In fact, it results in a free ball here for Texas A&M. But missing the court wide on the slide was London Austin Roar. So a freebie there for the Rainbow Wahine.
She had a great opportunity, and immediately she knew, my fault. The line was open, but she missed it.
And 2 6'4" players on this A&M roster, Austin Roar and Lauren Davis. Middle set, there's Austin Roar, blocked back by Igidi. And then on 2, Connor tried to take that southpaw crack at it, but hit it into the net. And a point for Hawaii. We are tied at 11.
If that worked, that's one of those plays. If it works, it's great. You're the hero. When it doesn't, it's like, oh, shucks, should have said.
Leoniak. That's a good serve. Great pass, though, by Hecht, and a great dig by Leoniak. Good chase down by Bird. Superlatives all over the place here the last 2 moments. Dig by Johnson, and the swing by Davis. Johnson quickly resets, springs up, and finds that open corner.
Johnson with a zero approach, literally showing some, talk about hops. She turns and finds the open corner. No approach. She's actually taking a back step to hit that ball. Well, she's still perfect, Kanoa.
9 kills, hitting .474 here in her first career start. Austin Roar, the tip shot. Johnson was able to get a piece of that, and then Bird on the swing. Couldn't get it down. Here's Davis blocked back. Davis will get a second try at it. Through the block, on one knee, the save by Van Sickle, and then the middle set to Igidi. Hammers it home, and Hawaii up 2. They have scored 4 straight points.
Hawaii feeling in system. Amber Igidi working hard, and a great connection there with Bird for her 4th kill on the evening.
13 serving 11. Leoniak going right at Hecht. Davis goes above the block, misses the end line long. A&M is complaining they wanted a touch. I think there are a few players that are saying that that was also an in ball. Either way you slice it, Bird Kuhn grabs the replay card, and she's going to challenge this.
Yeah, well, the Aggies, you know, we talked about them having their own language. They do. They don't cheer, they yell. And right then, they were yelling.
That's right. So we already talked about gig 'em. You mentioned that in your keys. Everywhere across the Texas A&M campus, it is part of the culture to say howdy, as opposed to how's it over here, right? And then we even saw in our interview with Bird Kuhn earlier this week, she was wearing a shirt that said whoop. That's another one. That's actually an Aggie upperclassman and graduate saying. It's an expression of approval or excitement, often used at the end of an Aggie yell. And what's interesting about that is underclassmen aren't allowed to say the word. You can't do that until they have reached either junior or senior status. So you have to earn your whoop over there at College Station.
You gotta love it. They've got all kinds of stuff going on over at College Station. They got freshman camps to go learn a yell camp. They got transfer camps.
Yeah, it's an amazing tradition.
Yeah, it goes way back. Unique teams and phrases, and as we take a look to see if there's a touch. It's a nice high hit. Little blurry. And the line judge waited and waited till the very last second and determined it out. It was very close. But I think there may have been a touch on it from the block.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was an awfully close in-out call as well, but the challenge from what we understand is on the touch. And they are not going to reverse it. It is a Hawaii point. And I'm with you, Lisa. I thought I saw a little trickle of that finger by Milana Bird.
Well, trust me, Lauren Davis is shaking her head like, yeah, right, really? But you know what? You can't reverse that. And you got to move on to the next play.
So here is Leoniak. Hawaii will take it. Make no mistake. May have been fortunate there on that ultimate judgment. Leoniak with the serve, and A&M out of system. High ball bumps that goes to Davis. Two-hand save, Van Sickle. Outside, here's Johnson. Drives it down the line. Good dig on two knees by Innes. From the back row, that's Hecht. Back row hit by Van Sickle. And Hawaii continues the run. They have scored 6 in a row, and they get to 15 first in set 2. Time here for Bird Kuhn's crew.
Definitely a gut check, and Hawaii feeling in system, feeling very comfortable. You can see it. They're relaxed. They're smiling. They're having fun. Everybody seems to be holding their own in their roles.
They've gotten a boost from the freshman Mia Johnson. 9 kills on 20 swings, no errors, hitting .450. And Brooke Van Sickle just doing Brooke Van Sickle things at this point. She is the kill leader in the match with 10, hitting .421.
I think the other freshman that's really standing out right now, 2 freshmen, but Leoniak has been superb playing defense. She's leading the team with 8 digs.
Austin Roar dug up by Leoniak right on cue. Igidi blocked back. Bird's going to hit on 2 and hammer it home. Milana Bird spreading her wings.
And Igidi, I think, is more excited than Bird. The whole team went completely crazy.
Look at the reaction by Robin Amo.
I think that's what she wants to see out of her. You know, just take control, go after it.
The run continues for Hawaii. Davis off the block and down. Much needed point there. As Lauren Davis applies the tourniquet. Hawaii had ripped off 7 in a row.
Lauren Davis with her 6th kill on the evening, slowing down.
We mentioned Lauren Davis' sister Morgan, who played 4 years of volleyball at Texas A&M, actually transferred as a grad transfer to play basketball at Southeastern Louisiana. Still had that extra year of eligibility.
How sweet is that?
I know, right? Step out of Talbert. Played by Ikenaga. Outside it goes to Johnson. Misses the floor wide. And that is her first hitting error as a Rainbow Wahine. I mean, it was going to happen at some point, right? She wasn't going to go through the whole season perfect, right?
She's human. My goodness.
Got all of our statisticians and crew members, they're all looking at me. I guess I'm the broadcaster jinx guy.
Yeah. We knew once you said that, Kanoa. We didn't want to say it publicly.
And we're going to have a Hawaii point on a net violation by Texas A&M.
And the spread continues to get greater. Here we'll take a look. Trying to do the jump dump. Camille Connor just falls into the net for a point to Hawaii.
So 17 serving 13, and here is Johnson. It was funny because we were talking with Robin Amo and company prior to the match and asking, all right, what do you think you're looking at here lineup-wise after the first 2 nights? And they weren't totally sure. They were sure about one thing, and they told us, they said, we're putting Mia in to start at the outside hitter position.
Yep. And you know what? She had her opportunity last night in set 3. She got in, and she took full advantage of the opportunity. She performed very well and impressed the coaching staff enough to say, this is our #1, we know this for sure.
Put that pass on the money, and then Igidi off of one leg. Great dig, Carabine. Middle set, Talbert. Diving save, Ikenaga. Bird on 2 again. More traditional that time from the center position. But Milana Bird thinking offensively here in the second frame.
And definitely getting a lot more comfortable and confident in the front court, taking control of that ball. She can, as a 5-1 setter, jump and dump, or, like we saw the 2 plays before, hammer it.
Bird has experienced this matchup, of course, playing in the SEC for a couple of years at Alabama. And just add to the festivities here for Hawaii as Janelle Gong.
Johnson out of the middle back position. And a huge block that the Aggies are known for.
Hawaii still up 4 here, though. Bird goes high and away to Van Sickle. And there's Carabine again with the dig. Good scramble play to get it over by Sestala. In the middle, though, Sky Williams starting to make her presence felt.
And there's the Sky and the connection that she's been waiting for. Driving in the middle, 2 kills out of 4 attempts.
20, serving 15. Outside, Christian. Oh, that was a heavy-handed swing, dug up by Ikenaga. Johnson from the back row, and she sends it long.
You know, she has so much power behind that ball. You talked about hearing sounds. When she hits it, you can hear. It's just a different sound on the ball.
So 16 serving 20. And Macy Carabine, we mentioned she played at Denver for 4 seasons, holds the Denver record for digs in a 3-set match, as well as very high on several career digs lists. And credit her with the service ace there. She actually played here, though, in this building against Hawaii back in 2019 with that Denver squad. Had 9 digs in what was a 3-1 Hawaii victory.
Great opportunity to come play her 5th year.
Middle set, Williams rejected by London Austin Roark, and all of a sudden Texas A&M saying we are not ready to fold it up here in the second.
And this is truly where Hawaii needs to buckle down and not let the Aggies back in.
Soft touch serve by Carabine. Bird sets up Van Sickle against a double block. And she lays the smack down.
Bird knows where to go. When in doubt, know where Brooke Van Sickle is on the court.
Even had a little extra sauce on it, a little extra chili pepper water. 11 kills now for Brooke Van Sickle. Hawaii back up 3.
And Brooke Van Sickle has done phenomenal things from the service line.
And she had the 4 aces, or 4 of a kind last night in the loss to Marquette. Down the line there. And then Sky Williams against London Austin Rourke. A solo stuff.
Maybe a little bit of payback because London Austin just stuffed Sky right back at you. 2 big middles going at it.
22 serving 18. And a free ball coming here for Hawaii. Ikenaga the first touch. Bird backside. Leoniak through the double block. Dug up tight to the net and one-handed over. Another chance here for Hawaii. Middle set Williams. 2-hand save there, Connor. Christian able to soft touch it over, and once again the tip shot works. It has been cleaned up a little bit by Hawaii here for the majority of this second set. But that time it once again results in a Texas A&M point.
You know, they've been scouted well because when they get into a little bit of trouble, if the set's tight, they're going just up and over that block with the tip.
Oh, and that's an ace. Coming in clutch here, Brooke Frazier, 5'7" freshman from the Woodlands, Texas. 4 years starting libero at Concordia Lutheran High School. Won a district title each year, and they need. Obviously, the hope is that maybe we can get through this rough patch as it pertains to the pandemic, and maybe we can start letting fans in the not too distant future. But as of now, that is not the case. And Coach Bird, just a joy to talk to. I mean, she has such an incredible personality, and you can understand why players enjoy playing for her so much. She seems to be very relatable from that standpoint as Sky Williams continues that middle connection. But right now, not a happy camper, as you see head coach for the Texas A&M Aggies, Bird Coon. Outside, here's Christian, blocked back, but it goes out just beyond that end line.
And I'll tell you, they lined up a solid block, but the more power that went into that hit, wow, the further it went back. I'll tell you, Morgan Christian just exploding on that ball.
So 21 serving 23. It is Sierra Cece Hecht in to serve. 5'10" junior from Prosper, Texas.
He really brings in a lot of serving specialists and defensive specialists.
Bird goes quick middle to Igidi. She's blocked. Van Sickle sets up Johnson over the block. Dug up to the net. Igidi gobbles it up.
Not a lot of balls get by Amber Igidi in the front court coming over on one. Little tennis match going on, that one-arm dig.
Nobody plays with more energy than Amber Igidi, that's for sure. Aloha ball in the second for Hawaii. Austin Rourke off the block. Here's Johnson against the double block. Dug up by Carabine. Davis the other way, sends it long. Was there a touch? No touch. The line judge initially made the touch call or gesture, but then midway through changed the call to say it was out, and I think that got the Texas A&M coaching staff up in arms enough to possibly issue a challenge. There was some confusion there initially based on the line judge motion.
Yeah, he's going to be called over, I'm sure, to clarify the call. Sometimes the reaction.
Hawaii had a 7-0 run in that second frame, led by as many as 5 on 3 separate occasions, and took it 25-21, and they've gotten a boost. In her first career start, freshman Mia Johnson has just been extraordinary.
She really has. She's stepped it up big time. 9 kills and 27 attempts.
Brooke Van Sickle, meanwhile, leading everybody, 11 kills. She's hitting .429, also a half dozen digs. Just becoming the standard performance for her, the way things have transpired this opening weekend as we rejoin live action Set 3 just underway, and it starts the way it ended with a Hawaii point. Amber Igidi in the middle, and almost the incredulous expression that she didn't know how she was able to put that one on the money.
You know, I think that Hawaii's going to try to go to their middles a little bit more during this third set.
Slide, that's Austin Roar. Diving save, Ikenaga. Mia Johnson through the block, popped up in the air by Christian. Back bump set, and the swing by Destiny Cox. She is denied access. Leoniak right next to Amber Igidi, one of the more imposing blocks that Hawaii has to offer, and they sealed the deal right there.
That's right, a huge block, and if nothing else gets your team going, it's a block. A stuff block at that.
Well, we mentioned that swing by Destiny Cox, 6'1" junior, a transfer from North Carolina. It's been 3 seasons there in Chapel Hill, which is actually her hometown. And off the block goes Mia Johnson. So she reaches double figures here in her first career start as a Rainbow Wahine.
Yeah, Mia Johnson really bettering the ball, a little tight, but she just, again, so smart, pushing that ball into the hands of the block and out.
Well, Hawaii scored the first 3 points of set 2. They've done so again here in the third. Back row said that's Christian. Tip shot is sniffed out. Bird goes outside. Johnson off the block and down. This transition right now is in rhythm for the Rainbow Wahine.
Definitely, they look like a completely different team than what we saw last night in the set 3. And again, it's about working the combinations. And so far, it seems to be working out pretty nice.
Inside, Cox blocked and roofed. Amber Igidi once again next to Leoniak saying, ah, ole.
I'm telling you, she needs a highlight reel of her own. Her celebration is almost like it could hurt somebody when she comes back off and she turns back to go into the huddle.
The Rainbow Roofers putting the hard hat on again here. That's now 4 total team blocks for Hawaii in this match. Not a lot of blocking statistics to talk about, but a lot of touches up front by that Hawaii front line. The Rainbow Roofers putting the hard hat on again here. That's now 4 total team blocks for Hawaii in this match. Not a lot of blocking statistics to talk about, but a lot of touches up front by that Hawaii front line. Igidi able to play it up after the dump shot. Here's Johnson, cross court and in. She's showing the full array.
And that's an amazing save by Igidi. She blocks it, it sneaks between, but then she pops it back up. Just those little things are huge, and it can frustrate your opponent.
Yeah, good hammer that time by London Austin Roark, and a good response out of the timeout.
Very good. They came back with a little bit more energy, and London Austin Roark, being one of the returning starters, really trying to get her team motivated.
Here's Igidi. Going to be a joust at the net. And a free ball coming here for Hawaii. First touch, Leoniak. Bird high and away to Johnson against the double block. Igidi covers it. Back row to Van Sickle. The tip shot. Nobody was home.
And again, Brooke Van Sickle just seeing the court so well, knowing exactly who's on the opposing side defensively.
Well, Hawaii leads the all-time series with Texas A&M 7-1. The last meeting was the 2015 NCAA second round in College Station. It was at Texas A&M in the NCAA tournament, and Hawaii won that one in a sweep, 3-0. That one is put down by Morgan Christian.
At the backcourt.
The only Texas A&M victory in this series was in 1999. That was in the regional semifinal of the NCAA tournament. And remember that year, that eliminated Hawaii in a year where they were scheduled to host the Final Four.
Well, if Hawaii were to take this match tonight, maybe a little bit delayed playback. How many years later?
I think anytime you can log a win over an SEC team if Hawaii is fortunate enough to complete this thing. It's a quality win. Ajiri. Return to sender.
Yeah, you think she's pumping up her team just a little bit?
I mean, that's about as intense a roar of celebration you will ever see.
And what I like is that she turns toward her teammates. It's not across the net. It's just in celebration of the good that she's provided.
9-2 Hawaii. Here's Davis. Smothered by that block. That was a little tight to the net, so a chance here for Hawaii with the advantage. Bird goes slide to Igidi. Good dig there by Christian. High bump set, Davis from off the net. Igidi got a piece. Van Sickle tracks it down. Bird back row to Johnson, the tip shot. Davis the save, resets, goes down the line, dug up by Leoniak. Good rally here. Here's Van Sickle, winds up, uncoils and is dug up by Karabine. Davis again through the block. Right there is Ikenaga. Middle set, Igidi blocked and roofed, and Texas A&M wins a long one.
Definitely a scramble, but some great defense on both sides of the net. The Aggies putting up a huge block on Igidi.
Yeah, that was Destiny Cox next to Mallory Talbert. And so the block party beginning to show some signs here on both sides of the net in the third set. Tip shot by Van Sickle. And it'll be Texas A&M in transition. Blocked back is Davis. She'll get a high bump set on that opposite side. Goes cross-court and in. It went off the top of the net, and I think that prompted Milana Bird to think that it was headed out of bounds, but it found that sideline.
Yeah, a little bit of a broken play. Just an uncertainty whether that was going to trickle in.
So 4 serving 9. Overpass, joust at the net, and Milana Bird wins the battle.
The benefit of being 6'2", the Houston, Texas high school graduate, Alabama transfer, another Texas player doing a great job.
Well, we mentioned she played 2 years at Alabama, was 1-2 against Texas A&M in SEC play while with the Crimson Tide. She played in all 3 of those matches. A little bit of experience as far as the opponent is concerned for Milana Bird. Christian the tip.
And they're going back to what has been successful for them.
Something that Hawaii will have to think about moving forward. Making sure that they account for those tip shots.
And you know, really, they have not dropped. Hawaii has done a great job adjusting. Leoniak has done a nice job defensively in that right back, picking up a lot of those tips.
But the serve by Karabine into the twine, and a freebie for Hawaii. Rainbow Wahine, after the conclusion of this opening Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Wahine Classic, will hit the road. Next week they will play 3 matches, part of the Utah Classic at Utah Valley, and then they'll play San Diego and Utah in Salt Lake City. High ball bump set by Ikenaga to Van Sickle. Well, she tried to put the hurt on it, but the block said
London Austin Rourke at 6'4", just taking all of that, I think. She got out there and just completely penetrated over the net.
Yeah, right next to Davis. That's as big a block as the Aggies have to offer. 6'4" and 6'4". 6 serving 11. Bird goes quick middle, and Williams swipes it into the net.
That set just a little low for Sky Williams. And again, waiting for that connection to happen between those two. Earlier in the match, they set that, and it was a really great connection, that 3 set.
And the 4th hitting error for Sky Williams. Hasn't quite been able to find the groove, and as you mentioned, the timing with the setters on a more consistent level. Brooke Van Sickle has not had that issue. It doesn't matter where you set her. It seems as though she's finding a way to get success.
She just wants the ball at all times. No matter where she is on the court, you can set her, and she's going to go after it at 150%.
13 kills now for her, 12 serving 7. And A&M out of system. High ball bump set to Christian, the tip shot, diving save Bird, but the tip shot works again. And by the way, how about that cross-court bump set by Karabine there? to set it up for Christian.
It is a great back. That's the court awareness thing that you don't understand. To put that ball right to that spot was pretty amazing. There's this, on the replay, we're going to see this bump back set. And it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, that gave Christian some options. She could have tried to rip it down the line if she wanted to, but tip shot works again.
Successful. 9 kills so far for Christian Morgan, hitting at 400%.
Mia Johnson tried to drive it down the line. Carabine sends it over free ball style. Bird outside. Johnson, big swing, big kill.
And there's that head shake. It's going to be what she's known for, but you know what? You got to give Mylana Bird a lot of credit. That set was nectar, meaning it was perfect. She held the middle blocker and really almost one-on-one isolated Mia Johnson on the outside there.
That's right. The starting debut for Mia Johnson, also the introduction to the Hawaii fan base of the Mia Nod post kill. Well, that one was blasted by Christian. Wow.
You could hear that one.
That gets her to 10 kills. She leads Texas A&M.
Christian listed at 6'1", playing much bigger than that.
Overpass by Van Sickle, and Destiny Cox takes advantage.
Transfer from North Carolina doing a nice job getting a hold of the overpass.
At one time was the 19th rated recruit in the nation by Prep Volleyball, and was also the Prep Volleyball National Freshman of the Year all the way back in 2014. Igidi touches it over. They go step out. Talbert off the block. Good save along the back line by Van Sickle. Here's Johnson again by the double block. Pops straight up in the air by Christian. Cox from off the net, flat-footed, sends it over. Hawaii on the attack. They go middle to Igidi. And it works again.
And those are the rallies that Hawaii is getting better and better at. That transition ball, the long rallies, and then running the middle. And Igidi is up, and she's ready, and she's calling for the ball. On this replay, you can see her good connection with Bird. They seem to be in sync.
Good serve by Leoniak. Great pass by Christian, though. Cox goes off the block. Played by Carabine. Good save. Christian the tip. Right there is Bird. So Ikenaga. Bump set to Johnson on the outside. Right there is Carabine. On the slide, it's Talbert. Oh, and some high cheese in the direction of Taylor Ikenaga. That one will be felt tomorrow morning.
Definitely, I'll tell you, Camille Connor running a pretty sweet offense. Fifth-year seasoned All-American, doing a nice job.
So A&M clawing its way back in here in the third. Bird over on 2. And again, as you alluded to, a 6'2" setter can pay some dividends.
And you know, she had a blocker up on her. Destiny Cox jumped with her and completely committed. But that, you know, she must have been doing some extra training, because that was pretty sweet.
4 kills here for Mylana Bird to go along with her 29 assists. She also has 7 digs. Probably should update some of the digging numbers. Martina Leoniak, remember, she's an outside hitter. She has 1 kill, 5 swings, and 12 digs. And you also have 13 digs, a new early career high for Taylor Ikenaga. Give her another one right there. Here's Van Sickle. Off the block, rattled around, return, free chance here for Hawaii. Bird with options, goes middle to Igidi, block. Good cover by Johnson. High and away, it's Van Sickle. Sends it long.
Going for hands. Didn't quite get them, and another fabulous rally on both sides of the court. Both teams really going after this.
Here's Van Sickle. Roll shot. Right there was Christian. Cross-court bump set. Goes to Davis. She's blocked. Great layout save by Carabine just to keep this sequence going. Van Sickle up the ladder. And down the chute it goes.
They're looking pretty fluid right now. Ikenaga getting in there, taking that second ball contact. Perfect set to Van Sickle. I mean, she's bettering the ball every time. She comes in and it's straight up and down, very readable. Those little things that oftentimes go unnoticed with liberos. You don't notice that they're coming in and being a secondary setter.
16 serving 12 here. So what, you have 2 sets to none. Christian, big swing, blocked back. Carabine going to go straight up to Christian with it, down the line, and caught Leoniak off guard there. So a point for Texas A&M. We mentioned Hawaii going to hit the road next weekend to the state of Utah. For Texas A&M, they're on a red eye tonight, and they have an interesting setup on the way back to the continent. They're going to stop off in California, and they're actually going to play a midweek match, a single match at Cal Poly on Wednesday.
Yes, Cal Poly, another Big West opponent. They're only one match, and then they're going to head home, have a few days off, and I believe open their season with Corpus Christi.
Lauren Davis drive it right down the seam, and don't look now, but Texas A&M is back within 2.
Lauren Davis with 8 kills in 33 attempts, definitely being the go-to girl. As I said earlier, she's led her team in kills these first 2 nights here.
Good pass there by Johnson. Outside set, Van Sickle blocked back. She's able to cover her own swing. Right back to Brooke. Cross court and in. Sliced it thin like you wouldn't believe.
You know, when you look at Brooke Van Sickle's size and you look at her in the front court and against these blockers, it's pretty amazing that she's just slicing and dicing around out there.
That was an incredible exhibition of court vision by Brooke Van Sickle as Davis tried to tip it across, but sends it into the net. Hawaii able to create a little bit of breathing room again, up 18-14 here in the third. That one into the net. Well, one of the other highlights, I think, for all of us this weekend was on the opening night of this Rainbow Wahine Classic, and we were able to see Kara Nishimura, longtime member of the Sports Information Department here at the University of Hawaii, who has been dealing with some really difficult circumstances with her health. And we just want to say that it was wonderful to see Kara in the house. She looks fantastic, and we continue to hold her close to our hearts in prayer that she mounts a full recovery. She is a wonderful, wonderful person, a hard worker, and we wish her nothing but the best. It was wonderful to see her here as Christian is able to blast it through the block and down.
It truly was, and Kara is just a phenomenal person, but also so good at her job. She really kept us all intact here at UH, and it was nice to see her showing up.
Bird goes outside to Leoniak, and the outside pin just rolled it over. Christian, the tip shot deep, and you talk about a shot placement. It didn't get much better than that. And a timeout called by the Rainbow Wahine. Hawaii led by as many as 7 when it was 9, and she has lifted the Aggies on her shoulders here in the third.
She definitely has, and just in this last play before the timeout, she did a deep dink to the back corner. Earlier this whole match, she's been dinking short, and then she's mixing it up.
Here she is again, off the block and out. And so Morgan Christian, right on cue, able to tie the score here in the third.
You queued her up, Kanoa, on that last one. Definitely carrying the load for her team right now.
Two-hand pass here, Van Sickle. Middle set to Sky Williams. Great layout save. Little pitter-patter above the tape. A&M on the attack. Here's Christian again, and she drives it through the block and down. And Hawaii right now stuck in this rotation because Morgan Christian is virtually unstoppable.
She is definitely getting hot and hotter. It's a great save here on defense by the Aggies, bringing that ball back into play.
5 straight Texas A&M points. trying to keep the pressure on. Bird sets up Leoniak, blocked and roof. London, Austin Rourke turns it back. And turning this set around are the Aggies.
Literally, you can just feel the shift in the momentum and a little bit of look of confusion on the Rainbow Wahine side, and elevation and the energy on the Aggie side.
Bird goes step out to Williams, plugs it through the block and down. Again, like you said, it is a work in progress right now, that connection Bird to Sky Williams. But there's a shade of what it can do.
Yeah, and it's just the connection thing, and she's audibilizing this whole time for the back. She's calling out because she wants that ball. She wants to be included in the offense. Sky Williams with 4 kills and 4 errors. She's hitting at 0 right now in 12 attempts.
19 serving 20, and it is Brooke Van Sickle behind the line. Here's Christian. The tip shot right there is Johnson. Leoniak. That one was a little far off towards the pin, but Martina Leoniak with that 6'3" frame was still able to work the angle.
And not a great approach to the ball either. It's just that she had enough line to swing away at it. Morgan Christian giving her line and Leoniak taking.
Able to find that seam. And would you believe it, that's only the 2nd kill of the evening for Martina Leoniak. She may as well have been wearing the libero jersey here this evening. She's got those 12 digs.
I can't agree more. If you were just looking at numbers, you might think that she was the libero. The question would be, did she play in the front row?
So we played a 5 here in set 3. Right now, Hawaii looking to play to 4 after that ace.
Dialing up an ace is no other than Brooke Van Sickle, serving again between the seams, trying to serve between players really creates confusion.
Is already Brooke Van Sickle's 7th ace of the season. Here's Christian from off the net, off the block, and roofed! Sky Williams next to Leoniak.
And you can hear the UH coaching staff calling out. They know the ball is going to go to Christian. They know it's coming out to her. She's got 15 kills right now in 30 attempts.
Well, on a night where the offenses have, for the most part, proven to be very efficient, it's Hawaii's defense that is making a big difference here, as you see Martina Leoniak. Speaking of defense, what she has been doing, not necessarily at the net like we saw in that last moment, but look at how she's sprawling out to keep some of these plays alive. Maximum effort from the native of Warsaw, Poland. Let's check in with Ryan.
Well, on the Hawaii sideline, head coach Robin Amo taking the time to talk to her, said Milana Bird, about her options and her decision-making about where she should be setting this ball. On the Texas A&M sideline, they're trying to figure out where Hawaii will be setting. One of the things the coaching staff here on the Aggie sideline is saying is make sure we are aware of where Brooke Van Sickle is. Even though she's in the back row, we know they like to set her. She may be pulling that tip shot, really making sure that they have all eyes on Brooke Van Sickle at all time. Back over to you guys.
Probably a good idea, huh?
I can't agree more, but once again, if you know where the ball's going, you still have to stop it from happening. You know where it's going to go. Of course, Brooke Van Sickle has been the go-to girl. She's got 34 attempts, but actually Mia Johnson has 37 attempts.
I was going to say, what do you think the odds were on Mia Johnson leading the Rainbow Wahine in hitting attempts this evening?
I didn't think they were as good as they are, but also Mia Johnson is in the front court, but Brooke Van Sickle attacks from the back court as well, and I think that's what Coach Robin Amo really likes, is that there's lots of options.
Van Sickle with the serve. Aggies go cross court. Here's Christian. Oh boy, some high heat. And it is Milana Bird victimized.
You knew where that ball was going to go. She said, Milana Bird said, that really hurt. She looked at Coach Robin. She got pegged.
21 serving 22 as Morgan Christian applying the heavy hammer. Now behind the service line. Ikenaga pops it straight up. Johnson's going to take a swing from off the net and gets it down. When it's your night, it's your night.
You know, you gotta love, she just went and swung completely at that. She got a little lucky, yeah, but you know what? She went for it. She took a full swing on a ball that was coming from behind her.
14 kills for Mia Johnson.
We talked about being aggressive in the opening, keys to match. Be aggressive, and that she is.
In the back row, Christian dug up by Bird. So Ikenaga sends it straight up to Van Sickle. She had to glide across the floor from behind the line and then just tips it to the sideline. The side-eye look to the Hawaii bench.
It almost looked like the triple jump, you know? She had to broad jump to get to that ball from behind the line.
She's been doing that all night. That little side-eye action to the Hawaii coaching staff. It is aloha ball for the match. Cox with the dink. And again, the tip shot works. Delays the celebration just a moment. Sorry, Lisa.
No, that's a tough one because Milana Bird just got nailed down the line. So she had to hold. She couldn't release because, boy, had she released, she could have gotten hurt as well. So you're swinging away and then tip it. Swinging away, then tip it. Tough spot to be in.
Got a sub coming in here. Taylor Voss, 5'5" senior from Corpus Christi, Texas. 4th year with the program. And rewind back to 2019, was 2nd on the team in aces, so she can do some damage. There you have it.
You set her up, Kanoa. You're getting good at that.
And a timeout from the University of Hawaii.
Well, that's a good call. They just got to refocus. And, you know, Hawaii's passing has been pretty stellar tonight.
And so, all things considered, if you were to come out of this weekend, Marquette, by the way, of course, winning the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Wahine Classic title with the sweet victory over Fairfield earlier this evening. But if you are to come out of this weekend with a 2-1 record, all things considered, you'd probably feel pretty good about yourself, right?
I think you'd feel great. You know, these teams, fans or no fans, what they're getting is good volleyball, number one. They're getting some team bonding. They've been out in the islands exploring, snorkeling, hiking, doing things, and getting their teams to be together. And I think that's what the Wahine actually have to look forward to as well. When they take their road trip, that's going to be time for them to do their team ball. And with fans in the stands.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? We will continue to hope for that at some point. But right now, Hawaii still sitting on aloha ball. Taylor Voss just dealt an ace out the deck. Trying to tie it up. Down the line it goes. Ikenaga, good pass. Bird, back row set. Van Sickle finds the floor. And how fitting is it that Brooke Van Sickle ends this match with her career best 17th